The chamber is packed. Every seat filled. Media outlets from across the nation have their cameras pointed at one woman, Jasmine Crockett. She sits upright, composed, eyes sharp, voice silent for now. Whispers buzz across the room. No one knows what's coming, but they all feel it. A hush falls as the chairman taps the gavel. Congresswoman Crockett, you have the floor. She slowly leans forward into the microphone. There's a beat, then her voice slices through the silence like a scalpel. For weeks, I've remained quiet. For the sake of national security. For the sake of decency. But today, I can't stay silent anymore. Gasps. Reporters' fingers twitch, typing. Cameras lean in. From her leather bag, she pulls out a thick, brown envelope, weathered, marked, confidential. She places it carefully on the desk, almost reverently, like she's holding a loaded weapon. All eyes lock on it. Inside this file, she says slowly, are images and intel that the American people were never supposed to see. A staffer walks forward, hands trembling. He opens the envelope, pulls out a high-resolution photo. It's projected onto the massive screen behind her. The room freezes. In the image, Barron Trump, standing alone at the gates of a foreign embassy in Zurich, a restricted zone known only to high-level officials. No security. No press. Just him and a man in a gray coat, handing over what looks like a sealed black case. This photo was taken 3 weeks ago, Jasmine says, her voice heavy. Exactly 72 hours before a massive data breach crippled multiple NATO servers. A pause. People begin murmuring. Confusion. Suspicion. Fear. I didn't want to believe it, she continues. But the timing, the location, the encrypted messages intercepted, all point to something much bigger. Suddenly, a reporter stands, shouting. Are you saying Melania Trump's son was involved in an international espionage plot? Before Jasmine can answer, a piercing alarm rings in the building. Security agents rush in. The image on the screen begins to flicker, distort, and then disappears completely, replaced by a single white message on a black background. Silence is safety. Gasps erupt. Chaos begins. Jasmine stays frozen, eyes locked on the screen, because she knows what's next is only the beginning. The chandelier flickers above. A storm rages outside. The palm trees sway violently as lightning cracks across the Florida sky. Inside, the tension is worse than the thunder. Melania Trump bursts into the lounge, her heels clicking rapidly across the marble floor. She's frantic, breath uneven. Her silk robe is soaked from the rain, her makeup smeared with worry. She's not here as a former First Lady tonight. She's here as a terrified mother. In the middle of the room stands Barron Trump, taller now, older, but pale and trembling. A single floor lamp casts a sharp shadow across his face. On the glass table in front of him lies a smartphone, unlocked, screen glowing. He doesn't even look at it. He stares at the wall, numb. Melania grabs the phone. What is this? She demands, scrolling frantically. A message thread is open. A chat with no name. Just a symbol, a red falcon. The last message reads, Delivery confirmed. They bought the bait. Mission status, Phase 2. She turns to Barron, eyes wide in disbelief. Tell me you didn't send this. Tell me this isn't what it looks like. Barron doesn't answer. His jaw clenches. His eyes flicker with something that sends a chill down her spine, regret and fear. Suddenly, the house lights go out. Total darkness. Melania gasps, reaching for her son. Barron! But he's already backing away. His silhouette disappears into the black. Then, from the shadows, a voice emerges. Cold. Steady. Male. But not Barron's. You should have kept him out of it. Melania freezes. Her heart pounds against her ribs. Who's there? She shouts, spinning toward the voice. Secret Service. No response. Then, another whisper, this time directly into her ear, though no one is standing close. He was chosen for a reason. Just like you were. The floor creaks behind her. She whips around. Still nothing. Her breathing quickens. Outside, the lightning strikes again. For a split second, The entire room flashes with light, and in that moment, she sees a figure reflected in the glass door. A man in a gray coat. The same one from the Zurich photo. But when the light vanishes, he's gone. She rushes to the door, opens it into the storm, but the hallway is empty. No footsteps. No sound. Just the echo of her own heartbeat. Back in the room, the phone buzzes again. A new message appears. Phase 2 begins in 72 seconds. Melania stares at it, her hand trembling. Dear God, what have we done? A storm of breaking headlines floods the ticker. The anchor's voice cracks as she reads from the teleprompter, her eyes darting between camera lenses and the control room. We are now less than 72 seconds away from a live congressional disclosure that could shake the very foundation of the United States government. Behind her, the countdown clock ticks relentlessly. 00:01:11. 00:01:10. The camera cuts to the Capitol building. Floodlights blaze across its marble dome. Protesters are already gathering on the streets below, holding signs, some calling Jasmine a hero, others screaming traitor. Police form barricades. Int. Secure briefing room, Capitol Hill, same time. Inside, the atmosphere is electric. Jasmine Crockett sits at a circular table with 5 other congressional members. Her hand clutches a small silver USB drive, marked with a green dot. Her face is expressionless, but her fingers tap nervously against the wood. Across from her, a skeptical senator stares her down. Are you really prepared to do this? He asks. She doesn't answer. Instead, she stands, walks to the podium at the front of the room, and plugs the USB into the system. The large monitor on the wall blinks to life. The countdown flashes. 58 seconds. On the screen, a surveillance video loads. It's grainy at first. A timestamp appears, Zurich, 3:47 a.m. The footage reveals a dim underground tunnel beneath a Swiss embassy. Barron Trump walks slowly through it, holding a sealed black case marked with a red eagle insignia. He is not alone. 2 shadowy figures flank him, one in a gray trench coat, the other in a military uniform without a flag. Jasmine narrates softly, this footage was intercepted through a NATO satellite breach, just 2 hours after the Zurich meeting. What you're about to see was hidden from the intelligence community by a level 7 clearance firewall. The room goes silent. The screen zooms in on a set of documents Barron hands to the man in uniform. They appear to be infrastructure schematics. A voice in the room murmurs, that looks like a power grid. But before anyone can confirm, the screen glitches. Static tears through the feed. Jasmine's laptop sparks. The countdown stops abruptly at 27 seconds. Suddenly, all monitors in the room, and across CNN's live feed, are overridden by a black screen. A metallic voice begins to speak. Deep. Robotic. Warning. This information is restricted by the sovereign directive. Further disclosure will result in irreversible national destabilization. Gasps explode around the room. The CNN anchor freezes. The control room panics. Then, another message appears, written in red. You reveal this, and America burns. Jasmine stares at the screen. Her hand trembles. Sweat drips down her temple. Her mind races. Was this a bluff? Or something real? Had she walked right into a trap? Behind her, a junior staffer whispers. What do we do? And then, the countdown suddenly resumes. 00:00:10. 00:00:09. 00:00:08. Everyone watches Jasmine. She's breathing heavily. The weight of the country sits on her shoulders. Your call, says the senator behind her. Make it count. 00:00:05. 00:00:04. She lifts her finger over the projector's Play Uncut button. The voice returns, one last time. This is your last warning. 00:00:02. 00:00:01. Her eyes narrow, and she presses the button. A gray haze hangs over the city like a mourning veil. The sky is heavy. Helicopters circle overhead. Armed forces stand on alert. Streets are barricaded. Thousands gather at the National Mall, eyes locked on the massive digital screens erected overnight. Across the nation, in living rooms, subways, classrooms, and cafes, all eyes are fixed on one broadcast. The United States is collectively holding its breath. A deep boom echoes across the mall as Jasmine Crockett steps up to the podium, flanked by federal marshals. Her face is stoic, but her eyes carry the storm of the night before. She's not just a congresswoman now. She's something more, a lightning rod, a symbol, a potential target. She places a stack of documents beside her and adjusts the microphone. They told me if I said a word, this nation would burn. They told me the truth would break us. But the real threat is the lie. The crowd is dead silent. What I'm about to share will not only implicate individuals at the highest levels of government, but will expose a coordinated effort that's been years in the making. Gasps. Reporters fumble to go live. Phones are raised. Jasmine signals the operator behind her. The massive screen flickers. The full unedited Zurich footage begins to play. Not the grainy, interrupted version from last night. This time, the resolution is crystal clear. The audio is enhanced. The timeline is longer. In the footage, Barron Trump isn't the mastermind. He's being used. He's seen being coerced, surrounded by three men in suits with Eastern European dialects. One places a hand on his shoulder, forcing him forward as he hands over the black case. His face is pale, terrified, whispering, "I didn't agree to this. This isn't what I was told." Then, the most damning moment. A close-up of the documents inside the case. Their U.S. cyber infrastructure codes. Nuclear grid access. Communications override protocols. Names of senators. Judges. Media executives. This was not espionage, Jasmine says, voice shaking. This was a transaction. A quiet war. And it was never about the boy. The footage cuts again, this time to an off-site meeting from 6 months ago. Secret camera footage. In the center, 2 U.S. senators, laughing over scotch with foreign delegates. One lifts a folder marked, "Transfer of Interests." "We give them one of the towers," one senator says. "They secure our re-election and keep the public focused on distractions." Gasps explode across the mall. Screams. Some people cry. Others shout in disbelief. A man collapses to his knees. A group near the front begins chanting, "Traitors! Traitors!" In studios across America, anchors cry on air. One removes her earpiece and says, "I can't do this anymore." Live feeds from Europe show Allied leaders in emergency meetings. Within an hour, Wall Street halts trading. Military DEFCON status is adjusted. Worldwide protests erupt. But Jasmine remains still. "You wanted the truth," she says. "Now you have it." She backs away from the mic, breath heavy, eyes distant. A single word blazes across every screen in the country. Shattered. And just like that, the America everyone thought they knew no longer exists.